I can't say man quit. What I will say is this. Again, I'm going to go back to the first knockdown, ST. I don't think he wanted to get up from the first knockdown. I think that knockdown happened, and not because man was hurt, even though he was, but not because man was hurt like that, but because man was like, bro, I can't figure this guy out. He's doing all this shit, and now he's just knocked me down. I don't think I want to go through this anymore. I genuinely believe, but I think what it was is that because he's already got that stigma attached to him that he's a quitter, I think that's why he got up after the first one. And then the second one, because it slept him, bro, I'm being honest, even if he would have got up before, even if he would got up at 7 or 8, I think the referee would have waved it off.
Ugas did to Pacquiao what you were supposed to do.
Exactly.
Killed him.
Exactly.
And Ugas is talented, but Ugas isn't great himself like that. And Ugas did the job. That's what you have to do.
This is it, bro. Like, I just think it's terrible. Terrible. And the fact
he's a champion.
Bro, that's the biggest joke. He's a champion. This is the guy, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, and this is why I don't disagree with Turkey Al-Sheikh and Dana for stripping it down and just having one belt. Because, bro, you got man them with belts that don't deserve it.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz on the Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy ST in the building. How are you doing, sir?
I'm all good, bro. Big fight week this Saturday, last Saturday and Sunday. You know, lots of things to talk about.
100%, 100%. People, listen, ST already said it. This ain't United therapy. We told you already. Football
that word doesn't exist.
Football is in the bin. Mm-hmm. It's in the bin till August, bruv. We're not doing none of that. I don't care what happened today. I don't care what signings were made today. We are not putting ourselves through. We are happy. We are content on talking about anything that hasn't got to do with football. And as ST alluded to, it was a big fight weekend. Obviously, we did the preview last week, and we had to bring you the review. We had to bring you the review this week. So we will be talking about Usyk versus Dubois 2. We'll be also talking about, oh my days, bruv, that shit show between Barrios and Manny Pacquiao. We'll be discussing that 100% as well. So listen, sit back, relax, people, because this is going to be a good one. But as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up. At the same time, share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. Tooth apologizes, couldn't be here today. He got a little bit caught up. Obviously, he's our combat sports connoisseur. Normally, he would be here, but unfortunately, he couldn't be here. But even still, we still have our encyclopedia of boxing knowledge in ST in the building. And yeah, listen, Usyk versus Dubois 2 took place Saturday just gone. If you don't know, now you will know. Spoiler alert. Usyk beat him again. It's a 5th round stoppage. ST, bruv. Now, do you know why I'm laughing? Yeah, I'm not laughing because man got stopped. Because obviously we know boxers put their lives on the line. But I'm just like, bro, like, it was, and this is why I say you got to blame the British media. Because it was the gasment that they gave these people that they made people think that this guy stood a legitimate chance. Obviously, we all said he had a puncher's chance because it's heavyweight boxing. But we all knew, yourself, me, Tooth, all said, Tooth, I think he said late stoppage. You said that he was going to get knocked down a few times, but it'll go to points. I said it will go the distance as well, and he's going to be outclassed. So we know in boxing, we knew better. But the British media went and lied to the public and said that this guy had a legitimate chance. And bro, he got his ass handed to him, bruv. What was it? He got knocked down in the fifth by it was like a cuffing shot with the right. It was a cuffing shot that obviously destabilized him, took him off balance. Bro, even then I thought he looked like he wasn't. I don't know. He looked like he was going to make it count, and then obviously he then went kind of hell for leather, Hail Mary, which can happen with boxers. People, they can either run, they can try and hold as much as they can, or some of them just try to go hell for leather and try and see what happens. And unfortunately for him, he did, and then he got caught with a left and got slept, which it was similar. If you remember, ST, the fight with AJ, where obviously I know you knocked AJ got knocked down more times, but when AJ actually caught him, he was going hell for leather himself, and then got caught with a shot. And unfortunately, Dubois ended up losing, and Usyk became two-time undisputed heavyweight champion of the world to coincide with him being undisputed cruiserweight champion. ST, first of all, let's break it down. What did you think of the fight? Because I don't think. Bro, this is how little analysis I think this fight needed, bro. I didn't even write any notes. I didn't write any notes because I think from the start of the fight, Usyk just. Let me let you explain it to the people, but Usyk just looked like he was levels above, which we all knew.
What's more to say, to be honest? In the first round and a bit, it was clear to see that Usyk was going to win the match. So Daniel tried to use his jab.
Bro, but again, sorry to cut you off,
yeah,
but
go.
First fight, again, he couldn't establish the jab.
Mm-hmm.
Again, and ST, sorry to cut you off, I know you do, but I just wanted to explain to the people, like, why is it so difficult? I know it's not very often that boxers come up against southpaws, but it's happened more and more as time has passed on. But why is it that orthodox fighters find it so difficult? Let's take Daniel Dubois out. We're going to get to him. We know his limitations. But in general, why is it so difficult for orthodox boxers to deal with southpaws?
The southpaws are usually very slick, very tricky, and when the positioning of the footwork as well. So when you jab as well, if you're jabbing towards, like, for example, an orthodox fighter, they're mostly running into your shots. Whereas if you're jabbing with a southpaw, they're kind of like, they're automatically going away from your shots. And yeah, so it's very difficult to catch a southpaw that way, especially if the southpaw is very slick. So that's basically, I'm just giving you quite a simple example. But when it comes to, oh, bro, listen, it was so easy. We spoke about Daniel's footwork that cost him in the fight. He wasn't so Daniel would catch him once with the jab, then wouldn't try and throw the jab again. It was like he had to jab and reset. And with Usyk's talent and skill and knowledge, that's never going to be enough. You have to jab, you have to throw in bunches, and you have to make Usyk work. And he didn't do that. And Usyk, from round one, caught his rhythm. Counter punching him, and Daniel doesn't move his head as well. Daniel takes long to reset his hands when he throws his shots. As soon as I saw the first one, I'm like, yeah, this is easy work. And yeah. And then obviously round 2, round 3, Usyk wasn't really doing much. He wasn't doing as much moving. He was counter punching on the front foot, which I was not surprised. Actually, no, I wasn't surprised, because I think now he's properly filled into the heavyweight division. I think he's accustomed to the power. And then you saw counter punching, movement, and just Daniel couldn't handle it. It was easy work, man.
Bro, it was light work. And you said about the second and third round when Usyk wasn't moving as much. Bro, I honestly think that Usyk was like, bro, this is easy. Like, I don't need to go back to, because obviously, especially the Europeans at amateur level, they learn a lot about the foot movement and the work and the head movement. And he just looked at this and he was like, bro, I can keep it basic. I can keep it big because this guy, bro, he's too stiff. He's too robotic. He tried to, because I think one of the things that people said is that Daniel needed in this fight to double and triple up on the jab. And he did try to do it. It wasn't like he didn't try to do it. But bro, he just couldn't catch him. And this is my thing with Daniel Dubois and most of these heavyweights of this generation, bro. Bro, as soon as they come up against a boxer that makes them think, they haven't got a frigging clue, bro. And don't get me wrong, I take Tyson Fury out of that. But I think the rest of them, AJ, Derek Chisora, Hergovich, Baby Boy Miller, Dubois, Joe Joyce, all of these guys, bro, as soon as they come up against a boxer that makes them have to think, they don't stand a chance. They haven't got a frigging chance. And that's what happened. You saw Daniel's head was on the center line all the time, straight lines. Bro, there was no combinations, no movement. Footwork was absolutely nowhere. And I remember one thing when Floyd was going to fight Pacquiao, and it was talking about boxing the southpaw and how you have to move slightly to the side to be able to get your combinations and get your jab off and stuff. Because obviously, as you said, with a southpaw against an orthodox, they're always going away from them. And it's like, bro, it's like they went into that fight and one of two things happened. Daniel completely disregarded the game plan, or they didn't prepare him properly.
I don't think they prepared him properly. I'm going to be very honest here. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, we all know Daniel's he's not a thinking fighter. He's not a thinking person.
Mm.
I genuinely think that the game plan that they gave him, because I was looking at their corner, you hear their dad talking, you hear this other person.
Is his dad a trainer or anything? Do you know what I mean?
No, his dad is the one who's been taking in boxing. Obviously, he's got his sisters. There's a lot of issues with that family. Okay. Obviously, the sister, Caroline Dubois.
Yeah. She's good. Sick. She's good.
She's very good, very good. She had to leave that camp as well because she didn't want, because the family issues, and Caroline Dubois wanted to stay with Shane McGuigan, but she wanted to move them across. He's one of them fathers who's quite like, overbearing.
Listen, at the end of the day, look, there's no shade to his dad, because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for him and Mumsy, obviously, they wouldn't be where they are. But there comes a point, which, again, if we're talking about big names, Eubank Jr. and Eubank Sr., where obviously, I know Eubank Sr. was an actual fighter, but it's one of them ones where you kind of have to distance yourself, because your parents, yes, they love you, but are they the best thing for you is a different story. Even Floyd had to do it. Even though he brought his dad back, Floyd had to do it as well.
Yeah, but the issue, for example, with Floyd's dad, at least Floyd's dad
boxes well, I know.
And was telling him the right information. Daniel's Dubois, don't get me wrong, Daniel Dubois' dad actually tells him correct information and you actually listen to it. But it's just the fact that you've got a trainer in Don Charles.
Yeah, he wasn't doing very much.
This is what I'm getting frustrated, and this is why I don't blame him and Kieran Farrell. And the issue with Daniel moving from gym to gym is because the dad wants control, and there comes a point where there has to be, I'll be honest, you have to have one voice in the corner.
Yeah.
It gets very, especially for someone like Daniel, who we kind of know who's got issues.
Yeah. Taking in information and all the rest of it, yeah.
Having 2-3 people, it didn't help, and I was disappointed. Even stuff like them coming late to wrap their hands and all this nonsense.
Bro, it was like, and I know we're deviating from the fight. We'll get back to it, but bro.
Yeah, we'll get back to the fight, but
listen, the party the night before, the evening before. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. Yes, I did. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
are you gonna have a party before? I think what was happening as well, because I was listening to a certain radio station. We'll put their name out there. They were saying that there was issue at the turnstiles. They were trying to get 50 or more people of Daniel's contingent, which I'm quite surprised that Daniel has that many people now.
Yeah.
Into the ring, and that's why he was late. But even that, having a party before coming, it's just
bro. It seemed like there was just too many distractions, and one of the things, and I think as we said, Usyk got in that, and he was on job, he was on business from the get go, because the whole thing about the going on about the low blow and how Usyk cheated and blah, blah, blah. So obviously that pissed Usyk off, but then you're constantly going on about it, constantly saying man cheated. Like, bro, bro, from me, and obviously I can only speak from what I've seen. I don't know anything, people. But for me, it looked like, when you get that first, like when you make that breakthrough, bruv, man, got a hit record, and you get that first £1 million check,
That's
and then
exactly
people
what it
start
was.
coming out the woodwork, and then they're getting in your head, and then they're like, yeah,
That's
say
exactly
this,
what it
or
was.
don't take that from him, man, and blah, 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 and then gassing man up and making him think he's the guy when, yeah, you've got a world title, but you're not the guy, and then you're doing it against the wrong opponent, and it's like, nah, but I don't get it. Fuck. Bro, that's what it seemed like to me. Like, he got this massive entourage, which he never had before. Man, got the big money, because obviously the massive knockout of AJ and stuff. And I don't take any credit away from him, but it's like, bro, you keep your camp small. You keep your entourage small, because you've got to have people there that you trust. And you only bring people in that you think are going to serve a purpose and benefit you. You don't just let any Tom, Dick, and Harry in, because these are the things that can happen. Because from looking at that outside looking in, it looks like you were not focused on this fight, biggest
At
fight of
all.
your life, a rematch from a man that you say you think cheated. Right? You had the chance to become the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis. So the history books were there, the records were there, and you're going in against your toughest opponent, wherein which you cannot run through him, and your mind wasn't on the job, bro. That's suicide. That's
I think,
suicide, bro.
bro, it's just terrible. And I thought, you know what? I kind of half feel sorry for Daniel, because at the same time, I'll be real, bro. He probably thinking he doesn't know what's going on. I'm gonna be honest with that. I don't want to be like,
Yeah,
I do. I feel bad for him, but I blame the people around him,
yeah,
gassing him
100%.
up,
And
and
that
then
goes from
also
Frank Warren all the way. You know what I mean?
to dad, and even for example, their team questioning Usyk's religion and all this stuff. I was
Yeah,
like,
like
look,
it's just like, bro,
bro,
why are you doing that? Because you never did
yeah,
that before. You
no,
never did. You're not that type of guy. Like, even when AJ stuck it on you, like, it wasn't too bad. You're the guy that doesn't do much talking, and I get it from ST. I get it from a certain standpoint, because it's like, obviously after knocking out AJ, he's gotten more exposure, so he kind of it comes with the territory. You kind of have to like show more of yourself. I completely understand that. But this just went from 0 to 100, bro. And it just didn't make any sense to me. And, bro, it all showed in the ring. It
yeah,
all showed in the
yeah,
ring, because from bell one, Usyk's jab was going. You could see he was moving, the counter punching. Obviously, the first round and a bit, just collecting data. Let's see what this guy's got. Usyk was like, this guy ain't got shit. So let me plant my feet. Let's go in it. I'm just gonna counter punch from the front foot, move my head a couple of times and that, catch him with the jab, and eventually I will catch him with a shot. And that's what surprised me about this fight more than anything else, ST, because obviously I just thought it was gonna be a masterclass, like when Mayweather fought Marquez. I thought it was gonna be one of them masterclasses there, where he's gonna completely outbox man, and then win, like, be ahead on the, like, win it, like, what was it, 10-2 or whatever it is on the scorecards or whatever. But the fact that Usyk went out there with a statement and knocked man out, bruv, is madness. And from Usyk's perspective, ST, listen, bro, two-time undisputed heavyweight champion, to go with his undisputed cruiserweight crown, and man is undefeated.
and every title he's won, he's gone into the person's country, barring like obviously the Saudi. That do you know how mad that is?
Bro, that is crazy, 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 ST. And when we look at it from Usyk's point of view, obviously it was light work for him. Obviously, after the fight, he said he's going to spend time with his family, which he's completely entitled to. bro, let's be realistic. He don't need to do anymore. He doesn't need to do anymore. As I said, I think I said it on the preview. I said, from my perspective, I don't believe that he should fight again unless in the next year, when the war in Ukraine is over, and he can fight one more time in Ukraine in front of his people. I don't see the reason why he needs to fight again. Obviously, I think they asked him and he said, Derek Zora, Tyson Fury, AJ. We don't want to see that because bar Derek Chisora, you've beaten AJ Fury and Dubois twice. Obviously, Joseph Parker is the fight and he deserves it. Because we got to remember as well, ST. Obviously, I don't want to speak ill at anybody, but bro, it's just convenient that man got sick on the night that he was supposed to fight Parker. And then this fight came up and it wasn't fair on Parker. So I think Joseph Parker 100% deserves his shot. Now, does Usyk need to take that? No, I don't think he does. Don't get me wrong, it'll be a good fight. I think I'd enjoy it. I still have Usyk winning. But he doesn't need to. He hasn't got nothing else to prove.
He doesn't need to prove.
Unless, sorry, I'm going to let you go. Unless next year, 2026, war in Ukraine's over and he can fight Parker in Ukraine, then 100%. But I don't think he needs to do it again. But what do you think? What do you think?
I would like to see him fight Parker. Just not because Usyk has to. It's just that I feel Parker deserves it, man.
He deserves to fight. He deserves to fight for the belt either way. He's the mandatory. Like I said, the ideal situation is war in Ukraine is over. I'm not going to give my political views on that because this channel isn't for that. But somehow it ends either way, and he can say next year, August, September, I'll fight Joseph Parker for whichever belt, and this will be my last fight. That's the ideal scenario for him in Ukraine, in front of his people. Unfortunately, I don't see that happening. So it's a case of, do you want to take on Joseph Parker? I think personally, he doesn't need to. Do I want to see it? Yes, because Parker is different to an AJ or a Dubois.
He actually has skills.
And he's different to a Fury only because, not because of his skill set, because of his size. Obviously, he's a smaller heavyweight. So it'll be interesting to see how Usyk would deal with that. And obviously Usyk would be 39 or 10 either 39 or 10 and 39. So it'll be an interesting fight. Yeah, as boxing fans, we'd want to see it, but Usyk doesn't need to do it, bro. He doesn't. But
I wouldn't blame him if he doesn't do it. I'm not gonna say, you're done.
Yeah.
When a man goes into your backyard, keeps fighting everybody, underdog most of the time, taking your belts and winning convincingly, pretty much. Yeah, you can't
This is it, ST.
Olympic gold medal.
Olympic gold medal. How many fights did he lose in the amateurs, ST? Do you remember?
I think it was 15, but he won 300.
300 and something stupid.
Which is stupid, yeah.
Which is crazy. And that's the thing, ST, because people talk about, because I think that made him 24, 25 and 0. So when you look at his career in terms of obviously professional, it's not that deep, bruv. It's not that deep. But at the same time, you think about it and you're just like, bro, the way how man's come from out of nowhere. I think he was at the amateurs, he was boxing at middleweight.
Middleweight.
And then goes up to cruiserweight.
He boxed Sean Porter at middleweight.
Okay.
Yeah, and Sean Porter beat him, but he was a different,
There you go. Do you know what I mean? And then you come to professional, go to cruiserweight, beat everybody. Get to the heavyweight division where people said he's too small. He's not big enough for it. I don't think he can transfer the skill set from cruiser to heavyweight. Bro, he's been there and showed that. To this day, his toughest fight has been Derek Chisora, bro.
Yeah,
and that's when he initially came up. But Chisora showed the blueprint of how you can make a night uncomfortable for Usyk.
Yeah.
But Chisora's a one of a kind in the way how he boxes. So there's not many fighters that can do that. Mm-hmm. And I think if Chisora was to box Usyk now, Usyk being way more comfortable at heavyweight, it wouldn't be the same thing. And I think he would stop Chisora personally, I believe. But in saying that, Joseph Parker does deserve his shot. Usyk can ride off into the sunset, bro. And ST final bit on Usyk is, bro, where do we put him now? Where do we put him amongst the heavyweight greats? Because a lot of people are talking about he's not a true heavyweight. Can't really put him here. Can't really put him there. But bro, I'm thinking about it realistically, and this is realistic. Take fan favorites out of it. I'm talking about boxing careers, what they did in the sport of boxing, and I think the only person that I would say outside of boxing is Ali. So me personally, I'm looking at Ali, Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis, Lennox. Me personally, I'd only put those four above him. We can debate Holyfield. I think we can debate because him and Holyfield have done something similar. I know Holyfield's been defeated, but obviously Holyfield been in cruiserweight, doing it at heavyweight. But bro, like, because people say Tyson, bro, apart from Buster Douglas, what other great did he beat? And this is me just being real.
He didn't, and let's be honest.
He didn't. Anytime he came up against a great, he lost.
Yeah. He didn't beat Buster Douglas anyway. Buster Douglas knocked him out, I think.
Oh, was it Buster Douglas that beat him?
Yeah.
Did I get that wrong? So who? No, there's only one name, credible name, that Tyson beat at heavyweight. Anyone else he came up against credible, he lost. Right. So that's why I said I'm not taking.
That's why I never mentioned it.
Don't get me wrong. If Costamato didn't pass, we'd be talking about Tyson in a completely different way. And I love Tyson. As I said in the previous poddy, Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. were the two that got me into loving boxing. Right? But I'm just being realistic. And I'm just like, bro, apart from the four that I mentioned, like, people can make arguments for Foreman and Frazier. Fair enough. It is what it is. But the Klitschko's, not even the Klitschko's. Me personally, not even the Klitschko's. And don't get me wrong, I rate Vitaly. Because Vitaly was, in my opinion, Vitaly was better than Vladimir. I don't know how you feel.
I fully agree.
Vitaly was better.
Vladimir had more heart. Than Vladimir.
But Vitaly was just a machine, bruv.
Yeah.
Vitaly, but again, I wouldn't even.
The only thing Vladimir had over him, I'd say, is his jab. But that's about it, really.
Yeah. But ST, where do you put Usyk amongst? We're not going to go for the greatest of all time because we'll be here all night. But in terms of the heavyweight greats, where are you putting him? I put him in the middle of the pack, ahead of a lot of boxers.
I'll say top 5.
Yeah, I think I'm 5th or 6th for me. 5th or 6th for me, definitely.
Top 5, top 10, definitely.
And the only reason why I say that is because a couple of things why I say that. As I said, the resume isn't that long. The era. I think the ones that, and you could talk about Rocky Marciano, but Rocky Marciano went undefeated, like, in the division. Joe Louis as well. No, he didn't. Joe Louis lost, didn't it?
He did lose.
Yeah, but for what he did for heavyweight boxing. Lennox, what can we say? And I'm not even Lennox's biggest fan, but I respect greatness. And obviously Ali. People will want to say Ali shouldn't be in the conversation because of the amount of fights that he lost and blah, blah, blah. But he's the only one that I would take what he did outside of the sport and why he's so great and why most people have him as a GOAT. But I'd say besides that, bruv, I can't. Yeah, top 5 for me personally, top 5 or 6, 100%.
That's fair. Listen, I
think that's fair. That. And then, bro, as I said, he's now the 5th man to be 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion, but the first one to be undefeated, bro. You can't give man no more respect for what he's done in the game and come up and he's made these heavyweights look ordinary. I get the first fight with Tyson Fury was close. The second one wasn't close, but the first one was. But yeah, you got to give credit to Alexander.
Even the AJ fights as well, and I thought AJ fought better in the second fight.
He did, but he still wasn't.
He still lost.
Good enough.
He still lost. And then Dubois, he dealt with Dubois.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Whew. Slept him with that left, bro. Folded him
It
like
was
a
too,
deck chair.
bro. It was
Jeez.
too easy. Oh, I was gonna ask you. Do you think Dubois quit?
I was going to get onto him. Yeah, I just but seeing as you brought it up, I was just about to go back to him. Look, you see, if he didn't get up after that first knockdown, I would 100% he had said yes, he quit. But bro, man slept him, bruv, in that second knockdown. I can't say man quit. What I will say is this. Again, I'm gonna go back to the first knockdown, ST. I don't think he wanted to get up from the first knockdown. I think that knockdown happened, and not because man was hurt, even though he was, but not because man was hurt like that, but because man was like, bro, I can't figure this guy out. He's doing all this shit, and now he's just knocked me down. I don't think I want to go through this anymore. I genuinely believe, but I think what it was is that because he's already got that stigma attached to him that he's a quitter, I think that's why he got up after the first one. And then the second one, because it slept him, bro, I'm being honest, even if he would have got up before, even if he would got up at 7 or 8, I think the referee would have waved it off. But what are you telling me? What do you think? What are you saying? You think he threw in the
A
towel?
little bit. And I'm gonna say this way, yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy to fight. I do Muay Thai and stuff like that. Everything getting hurt and stuff like that. It's not easy. But he got up at 10 in it and walked straight to his corner.
Yeah. So you know what? I
That's
didn't realize that at the time, but I saw it after, and I was just like,
it's a sticky one. You know, I'm not gonna lie and say he wasn't hurt. Oh, he was hurt.
yeah,
Listen, that especially that second knock. It's
yeah.
the fact that if he didn't get up after 10 in it, if he just
Mm.
like that's
No,
what
but that's the thing. ST,
it's hard.
I forgot about that, but I just remember it. Man got up and then walked straight to his corner, and it's like, what? Like
I don't
what?
think he wanted to
But
be. I
I
agree.
think he was discombobulated though. I don't
He might have
think.
been, yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
was, but yeah, for the fact that you didn't need any help, bro. And look. Unfortunately, as Tu said, some of this shit is indoctrined into your nature, and because it's happened once, it can happen again and again and again. As I said, I don't pick that Joe Joyce one. Man had a broken orbital, bruv.
Yeah.
Like
That
I'm
one,
not gonna want to fight with a broken
that's fair.
orbital, bruv.
Like,
Like allow
I
it.
know boxers would have said, "Oh, you should have carried on," but me, I'm
Yeah, but
saying he
bro,
made the right
listen. At the
choice.
end of the day, bruv, like listen. Like, don't be wrong. We love the sport of boxing, and when man them put their lives on
Exactly.
the line and blah blah blah. But let's be realistic. We don't want no one dying for this. Do you know what I mean?
No,
So broken orbital from what for man to go blind. Like we don't want that. So like from that perspective of Joe Joyce, I completely understand. Obviously, the first Usyk fight, yeah, yeah. And there's no excuses there. We look the most the nicest I can be is that you showed that you didn't want it in that first Usyk one. I think the second one, because the second knockdown was so devastating, I know a lot of people are saying he did quit, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, you know what, you just got caught with a very good shot. Because obviously he went hell for leather, got caught, and it was night. But yeah, I don't want to say man quit, but I can understand why people will feel like he did. But ST, what are we looking at now for Daniel Dubois? What's obviously after man recovers and assesses, what's next for him in this? Because I would personally believe that by the time, like, he's never gonna fight Usyk again, so we can forget about that. So, and I think by the time he does get a title shot, Usyk will be gone. So, what's the next steps for Dubois? I know Tooth was like getting a rematch with Joe Joyce. because those are his boys. But like realistically, like what do you think's the next step for Daniel Dubois?
That is a viable option. I can't
Mm,
even lie to you. And I'll be honest as well. I never blame trainers, but you need to sort out your
yeah,
training.
again, same
Like
thing.
Don Charles needs to go, bro. I can't even lie. Get yourself a proper trainer, and also practice with your trainer. Make sure you get a trainer that Daniel can respect, because I don't know if you noticed it. He was constant, like when Don Charles would get close to Daniel, Daniel would push him and all these things like that. I'm like,
Yeah,
you don't really have that.
I think he definitely needs to go. You're 100% right. He definitely needs to go in a different direction in terms of trainer.
Yeah,
Um, and it's one of them one. But look, because ST, he's 27, bro. He's young. He's still got,
very young
bro.
heavyweight.
He's
10
still got
years.
10 years minimum in this game if he
Yeah.
wants it. If he wants
Mhm.
it, so he can rebuild and come back again. As I said, Joe Joyce is a viable option. Um, what's well, Dillian's fighting that. What's that other? What's that you?
Moses Toma.
Yeah, yeah. So like fighting the winner of that could be an option for for
Yeah,
for
yeah.
for for
That'll
for
be a good. That'll
for
be a good
for,
idea.
for, for Dubois. Like he's got time on his side. This isn't
Yeah, he
a
does.
Tyson Fury thing where man's old, bro. He's only 27. He's got plenty of time to come back and do it again and become two-time heavyweight champion of
No,
the
you're
world.
completely right, bro.
So I think people that are writing him off and saying, "Oh yeah," because it's what people do in it. You lose a fight, you lose one fight, and everyone's like, "Oh, you need to retire." Bro, this is the fight game. Anything can happen. If Lennox Lewis had that mindset, he would have never become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So we can't have that mindset for him. He can rebuild. He can come back. Age is on his side. I think me personally,
Also, I
ST.
was yeah, I was gonna also mention maybe even lower fights. I just want he needs to practice certain things. If I'm being honest, like
Well, this is what I was gonna say. After he obviously he takes some time out, enjoys his times off, he needs it, family and whatnot.
he's
Bro,
got a son now.
I think he needs to get a
Yeah,
new trainer and just train for a year with this new trainer. Work on some things, work on the foot movement, work on the head movement, and blah blah blah, and try and like it's going to be very very difficult because obviously he's a man now. The way how he boxes is indoctrinated in him now. So, but in terms of someone working on his footwork, working on the head movement and stuff, the power's not going to go anywhere. So but and also he would need some form of therapist because for Daniel Dubois as well, a lot of it is the mental aspect of the game.
mm.
A lot of it is the mental aspect of the game, and he needs to know that he is good enough to compete at this level. And
And he needs someone that understands him.
yeah,
I'll be
one
honest.
hundred
That's
percent.
that's what it is. And I'm not only just talking about boxing, just in life.
Yeah, in life
He
as
really
well.
needs a therapy because I think that's what's affecting him. I think the people around him, I guess because he really goes to his dad, is because his dad is obviously grown, obviously been with him, seen him
Mm,
grow. But he needs someone outside of that who understands him, who can
mm,
like get him to make him think and like
yeah,
get
100.
information out of him. Yeah.
100%. But listen, he can always come back, people. It's not one of them ones where Daniel was definitely finished out here. Yes, he's very limited. We 100% know that, but he can if he can get the right trainer that understands him and understands what he needs. The power's always going to be there. It's the mental side and some tweaks in his technique that he needs to work on. And then he can come back and be a viable option because, as I said, by the time he's looking at world titles, Usyk will be gone, Fury will be gone, AJ will be gone, Wilder will be gone, Joseph Parker could probably be gone as well. So you're looking at five guys, Derek Chisora as well. They'll all be gone. So he'll be coming in with this new wave of heavyweights, and he'll be the
The
veteran that's
most
been there and done
yeah.
it. And do you know what I mean? So, like, brothers, there could be a time where Daniel Dubois has the belts. There's no disregarding that. But listen, people, it was a fight that if you knew boxing, you expected, but it would have probably been a disappointment if you didn't know boxing and
There was a
you.
guy that there was a guy that bet 10K dollars
Bro,
on
but this is what I'm
or
saying.
nothing.
Like,
I'm
be
like, what?
realistic, bro. You're a fool, bruv. Like, every man in this dog knew that he was never gonna win this fight. Like, I'm being honest. He had a puncher's chance because it's heavyweight boxing. But bro, any common sense says Usyk was gonna win that fight 100%. But look, it is what it is. But let's see. Let's move on to the other fight that took place. Oh my lord. Oh. So people,
I'm
Manny
gonna let you go.
Pacquiao made his comeback from the hyperbolic time chamber. Bro, he came out from being on ice at, what is it, 46?
Yeah, he's 46.
46 years old or 43, whatever it is. Took on Barrios. Fight ended up in a majority draw. ST. ST. Like, bro. Pacquiao was in the museum, bruv. We were going to look at him in the National History Museum, bruv. He come out, bro. It reminded me of Demolition Man. Man was on ice. He came back. Barrios, younger fighter, taller fighter, active fighter, and he made Pacquiao look like Pacquiao of 10 years ago. Like, bro, he is doo-doo, bruv, Barrios. Honestly, oh my lord. Like, bro, look, and ST, look, don't get me wrong. You can have massive respect for a fighter, an older generation fighter. Huge respect. But when it's time for business, it's time for business. When it's time for you to do what you're supposed to do, it's time for you to do what you're supposed to do. And if you knew that you couldn't do the business because you were in awe of who you were fighting, you should have never taken the fight. Right? This guy went in that ring, Pacquiao with zero defense, blood. Zero. We're talking about Trent Alexander settings, bruv. Zero defense, blood. And Pacquiao was just, bro. Pacquiao should have been on oxygen during that fight, bro. And Barrios came in there looking like, bro, as Tu said, a Mexican cab driver, bro. Just looked like he'd never boxed in his career. Stiff. He looked like Dubois. He looked like Dubois in that fight, bro. And obviously, so that it ended in majority draw. But ST, it's an embarrassment for Barrios. It's an embarrassment for the division. I think Paulie Malignaggi said it best. He's like, he is garbage, bro. He's dog food, Barrios, bro. And I know you said you never rated him, but we all said on this poddy that this could end up badly for Pacquiao. Bro, in the end, Pacquiao won the fight and he was robbed, bro.
That's the craziest thing. I thought Pacquiao won. I actually scored it 8-4 to Pacquiao.
I think I said
I was like,
7-5. I think I
it
said
was
7-5.
7-5. Yeah, the 7-5 is fair enough. And I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, bro, I knew Barrios wasn't great, but I didn't think he'd be that bad. I thought we all thought that Pacquiao would lose.
Yeah, 100%. Being out for so long.
Bro, I can't believe it, man. Like, I just had to let you go because I know you had a lot to say about it, but there's nothing more I can add. Like, Barrios is not the greatest fighter. It also shows how weak that division is.
100%.
Haney's just going to division now, so maybe it'll be different. But the 147 division isn't great now, and the fact that Pacquiao has the guts to even choose someone like that and then come and put that performance. And as you said, Pacquiao didn't respect his power at
Nah,
all.
no.
Pacquiao said no defense. I'm just gonna come in head first, use my feet, come in, come out. But he's so much slower than he was before.
That's the biggest stroke, and he still looked faster than my man.
It was so bad. I was just laughing. I'm just like, and in my head, and I know in your head you must be like, Senna was right. Senna was right.
Bro, like literally, I was just like, This guy is rubbish, bruv. Like, and this is what I'm saying. That's why I said to you in the group chat. I was like, you were right, bruv. Conor Ben will beat this guy.
That's I know he will.
Conor Ben will beat this guy, bro. I'm just like, bro. And I think I was watching something and someone was like, because, bro, he kept on dabbing Pacquiao after like, every round. He was dabbing him. And I think the trainer, like, late in the fight was like, stop dabbing, man, bruv. Like, you're in a fight. Like, yeah, it's Manny Pacquiao. He's a boxing great. But you're in here to do a job. You're supposed to put in these mans to sleep. Whereas you're letting Pacquiao do the Rocky Balboa thing with Antonio Tarver in the film. Like, man's been out for ages, and you're just out here, bruv, looking like a lamppost with boxing gloves on.
He's basically acting like a groupie, bro.
Bro, literally, he was so in awe of man, and I'm just like, it's embarrassing for the sport because it's just like, bro, like Pacquiao is a great. We do not deny that, but he shouldn't be in the ring with these guys. Because me personally, I'm looking at it. So if Pacquiao got the majority draw, if Floyd decided to do it, he would have won. Easy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just like, bro, Pacquiao wasn't even moving. Pacquiao wasn't, as you said, Pacquiao wasn't even moving like he used to. But, bro, the fast hands were still fast enough.
That's what gives me jokes. You know, bro. And the funniest thing is, Ugas did to Pacquiao what you were supposed to do.
Exactly.
Killed him.
Exactly.
And Ugas is talented, but Ugas isn't great himself like that. And Ugas did the job. That's what you have to do.
This is it, bro. Like, I just think it's terrible. Terrible. And the fact
he's a champion.
Bro, that's the biggest joke. He's a champion. This is the guy, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, and this is why I don't disagree with Turkey Al-Sheikh and Dana for stripping it down and just having one belt. Because, bro, you got them with belts that don't deserve it. Like, we're looking at Usyk with all the belts, and you know man deserves it, innit? He deserves it at cruiserweight. He deserves it at heavyweight. Obviously, the Canelos, the Bivos, the Berta BFs, the Crawfords, the Inues of this world, they all deserve the belts. But then you got them with belts, and you're just like, bruh, like, really? Seriously? This guy's got a belt for what? For what? It's crazy, bro. But honestly, that was embarrassing. And they better not be running that shit back. They better not be running that shit back. Honestly, best team.
And I don't want Pacquiao to fight again.
Nah, don't. It's your time's up. But credit where credit's due to Pacman. He went in there and bro, he did a job. And unfortunately, he was robbed. The one thing I didn't like though, ST, is all the Pacquiao fanboys saying, "Yeah, it's just like when he got robbed against Mayweather." Shut up, bro. Shut.
That fight wasn't even close.
That fight wasn't even close, bro. Shut.
And I like Pacquiao. Bro. I'm a Pacquiao. I like Pacquiao, but it wasn't close,
bro. Honestly, but ST finally, bro. Looks like things are getting serious between Jones Jr. and Floyd. Apparently, Roy Jones Jr. sent out a call, said, "Let's do this." Apparently, Floyd said, "Yeah, we named the place and time."
Roy Jones needs to relax. You know, you're not in shape, bro.
Bro, Floyd I'm just like. Bro, like, this is where I didn't want it to come to, though, ST. Like, it's two legends of the game. Like, I get man's egos are there, but allow it, bro. Allow it. Like,
it's like two uncles fighting, man.
Bro, this is it. And like, don't get me wrong, from Floyd's perspective, he's like, it's money making. It's money making, whereas Roy Jones is serious. And I'm just like, bro, just allow it, bro. You've both had to say what you've had to say. You both don't like each other. It's cool, bruv. You don't have to get in the ring and fight. Like, as you said, you're entitled to your opinion. Floyd's entitled to his opinion. Why do you not need to get in the ring and fight? Like, what? Like, and he said, I think he said something about exhibition. He's like, why is it going to be an exhibition? Like, we're fighting. Let's fight for something. And I'm just like,
you won't be sanctioned for it,
bro. Like, fight for what? What are you fighting for? Because man said something that hurt your feelings. Like, is this what we're doing? Like, is this what boxing has become? And I think it's the whole, and ST, don't get me wrong, our generation is heavily to blame for the whole nostalgia thing. Everyone wants to, the thing is, our generation is mainly at fault, but I also blame the generation after us and the Gen Zs, because things are so rubbish. And I'm not just talking about boxing, I'm talking about in general, music, films, wrestling, whatever. We all wanted to go back to the 90s because it was so much better back then, in our opinion, even though we know it's true. But let's just say in our opinion, whereas now everything's rubbish. In the rap game, the lyrics are shit. WWE, there's no one to really follow apart from one or two when we had like 10, 15 guys to follow. In boxing, the boxing was so much better. In football, the football was better. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like,
athletes were better. All
exactly.
These things.
But part to blame is the fact that we want these things. So you'll have the Roy Jones and say, oh yeah, because I did it with Tyson, so I can do. And thing is, people like the armchair fans will go and watch this shit, and I'm just like, nobody wants this. We don't want it to happen. If you lot want to do it, cool. But as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't need to happen. You lot have had a spat on thing. Like, it's not got to be this on-site thing. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, whether you agree or disagree. Don't get me wrong. If man's calling you out your name or saying something about your family is completely different. But we're not there, bruv. It's just the fact that man said that you lot's defense was your legs, and when your legs went, you went. That's what man said, in it. And you said he's not in my top 5. I don't rate him. Like, you said that he's not, because even if you go back to some of the older videos, he's talking about the fact that Floyd don't want to box. He just wants to run and blah 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 and this, that, and the other. So you've both said things.
You both said things, yeah.
Exactly. So just allow it, bro. Like, no one wants to see that. You're two
just
absolute greats.
Out,
let's not ruin it. And let's be honest, ST. Roy Jones has tainted his career, bruv, already by taking fights that he should never have been taken. Like, what was the one that he took in Russia?
Lebedev. I couldn't believe it.
Exactly, and all that. Like, I get it. It's in their DNA as fighters to want to do these things. But, bro, you got to think about the legacy that you're leaving. And this is why what you tend to find is that when people talk about Roy Jones Jr., they talk about him in his prime, which is 100% viable, but we don't talk about your career because it took an absolute nosedive. But at the same time, as I said, Roy Jones Jr. in his prime was the best.
He was
nuts. Listen, ST, we're gonna wrap it up there, bro. It wasn't a long one because the fight wasn't that long, to be honest.
Exactly. What could you have said?
Yeah, bro. But people, let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think about Usyk. Where do you put him in terms of all-time greatest in heavyweight boxing? What do you think that he should do next? Let us know what you think about Daniel Dubois. Obviously, he's still young. Do you think he's still got it in him? Do you still think that he needs to go through other avenues? Do you think that he needs a new trainer? And do you think that he quit? Do you think he quit in this fight like he did in the first Usyk fight? Let us know. Let us know what you think about Pacman and Barrios and that absolute embarrassment of a fight. Obviously, if you're team Pacman, let us know if you think was he robbed? Wasn't he robbed? Obviously, ST said he had an 8-4, I had it 7-5. And let us know about Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather. Do you really want to see that? I personally don't. ST doesn't. But do you want to see that? We want to hear from you. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up. As I say all the time, share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. Want to say thank you very much, as usual, to my guy, ST. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, man. It was a short one.
Yeah, 100%. People coming up.
We need K and Truth back on again for their nonsense. That's what we need. The streets need it.
We'll see if we can get Mr. K and the Truth on again. Definitely to talk about that NBA 100. We're definitely going to try and do that. Nostalgia Talk will be taking place next week, 100%. In terms of cartoons, we'll definitely be doing that. Toonies, Takers, Lashes. We're getting closer and closer to the football season starting, so we definitely need to get that on for you 100%. In terms of boxing, there's nothing really coming up now.
Not till September.
Yeah, so we won't be back. We probably won't be back until the Canelo and Crawford fight. Athletics Talk people, because the World Championship is not till September, we might, ST and I might do like a mid-season one in the next couple weeks. Probably ST after the US trials, we might do a thing 100%.
And I can finally talk about some Ghanaian runners, you know.
100%.
I can't believe it.
And people listen, as for the people that obviously are mainstays, it's not long now. It's just under a month away until football comes back for no reason. So we'll definitely be doing a preview to the league season in August. But listen, people, as usual, stay safe out there, be safe, and we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Peace.